the three Marwadis who changed Indian cricket. The Indian cricket rights were coming up. Z, run by Subhash Chandra, for whom we've all worked, was planning to enter into sports broadcast business. So he created the audacious sports product called the ICL, for which I worked. So he is one Marwadi. Second Marwadi was Jagmohan Dalmiya, who was the big boss at BCCI. The third Marwadi comes into the picture. That is Lalit Modi. Lalit Modi, since the 1990s, wanted to bring franchise cricket into India. But every time the BCCI would scuttle him that no, we don't want this private this thing. But as soon as that ICL was launched and the kind of players that they picked up and the whole the rebel this thing that they created, the ecosystem, the BCCI shook in its pants. They had to address it. So they called Lalit Modi, who for the last 15 years, he also got into the BCCI to understand the system or to try and propagate his idea. So they finally gave him the go-ahead because they knew if they had to counter the ICL, they needed something like the IPL. So unless private equity in ICL had not taken place, IPL would have not been possible. How will a kid at 13 know whether he's going to play tennis competitively or not? But his formative years, his growing years from 13 to the 20 will need a crore of rupees at least every year. 6-7 crores. It's just that the investment needed to play the sport competitive. These kids need to go and train at the best centers, right? If you want to be competitive, you have to break into a top 100. That's a tall ask, and these are not cheap sports to play, right? Ron, I'll just ask you a simple question. IPL, take out the franchises. Do you think it will have the same buzz?
No, I don't think so.
You take out the Shah Rukh Khan, Preeti Zinta and the Vijay Mallya's and the Ambanis. Will it have the same buzz?
No.
If the state cricket associations were running it, will it have the same buzz? Right? It will not have the same buzz. So similarly, what you need is that Dilip Trophy is called a zonal trophy. So you will keep doing this zonal. There's no identification, no. You can identify at Ranji level, you can identify with the Mumbai team. There is a lot of association, there is a lot of heritage, and there is a lot of cultural association with the Mumbai team. Team has to be associated. There has to be a loyal fan base on which the team is built. That how can you have it on the zonal format? So it's only become a developmental league. It has multifold ramifications or benefits. Private equity comes into long form cricket. Maybe long form cricket will get reinvigorated. In a short journey of the inner athlete, we've tried to cater to three segments of the sports industry in India. We've tried to cater to the entrepreneurs, to the students in sports management, and to recreational athletes. We've done quite a few varied videos around this. We've done podcasts around this. And we thought today is the time when we do a sports roundabout and try and collate everything that we've done so far, our ideas, the feedback that we've got from you. I'm delighted today because I'm joined today by an old friend and a colleague of mine, somebody who specializes in multi-sports disciplines, has worked as a senior sports journalist with leading publications in Mumbai and India, publications like Midday, Free Press Journal. You must have seen his articles. You must have seen him report about them. And he joins us on the Inner Athlete team. And I'm extremely delighted today to invite on team our not so young but our youngest member, Ronald Chettiar. Welcome.
Thank you, Samir. Thank you, Samir, for the kind words.
Good to reconnect, right? After a long time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I've started my content journey with you.
Yes.
And now I'm starting this journey again with you. So hopefully this will be a big success.
You're making a mistake twice in life.
Hopefully this is a good mistake.
Well said.
Yeah.
Well, Ronald, it's been fun. You've had an eagle's eye view on what the Inner Athlete has done.
Yeah,
and when I requested you, me and our wonderful producer JK, who's also your common friend, you agreed to come, and it's fantastic. I want people to know that Ronald also specializes in football and F1. He's got some great insights on that, and it'll just enrich our content, right? Because we need to cater to varied
Correct.
sport field, because it's not a sports channel, it's a sports business channel, and it also caters to recreational athletes, entrepreneurs in that line, and students and people who are looking to make a career
Yes,
in
sir,
sports
correct.
management. So I hear that today you've collated things based on the feedback that we've received with JK,
Yes, Samir.
and that's what our podcast is going to be about, right?
Correct.
We're going to do a sports roundabout
Roundabout
on
on.
what Inner Athlete has covered so far,
Correct.
and our take on that, and certain clarifications that you need from me.
Correct. Yeah.
Just don't ask me how good a cricketer I was, okay?
Okay.
You have to be kind to me, right?
Sure,
All
sure,
right.
Sam.
So,
So
should we get started?
Yes.
Yeah.
To start with, a lot of our viewers have sent comments and responses saying after cricket you have selected hockey and badminton as the two next big sports in India. They want to know why exactly you chosen this
Okay.
sport.
Yeah. Nice question. I thought people will be surprised. Uh, badminton, because I think both sports, because India is doing very well there.
Okay.
There's also history with these sports. And why I picked up these two sports is because India is doing well here. We have, so when India does well in these sports, there's also government funding that comes in.
Correct.
It's a national program, right?
Correct.
The Sports Authority of India gets into it. Players are groomed.
Exactly.
You have programs like the Tops. You have this Khelo India. And
Correct.
all these come together. It's a
Yeah.
great initiative by the sports ministry, by the federations.
Okay.
They're doing very, very well.
Correct.
But I feel that both these sports have got this great potential
Correct.
to be commercially exploited,
Okay.
like cricket. That's why I chose these two sports, is
Okay.
because we want multidisciplinary sports,
Correct.
right? In India, you can't
Correct.
just have cricket. Cricket will also undergo its corrections, right? Cricket
Correct,
comes
correct.
at a premium price today.
Yeah.
And therefore, it's very important that we identify other sports. It's like the stock markets. You pick stocks, right? So
Correct.
if you only pick the blue chip, how are you going to make more money out of it?
Correct.
So we also cater to sports entrepreneurs. They have to look for the next big sport that is on the horizon. So badminton, because some of the great players, they are world beaters,
Correct.
come from India. We have some legacy tournaments in India. We have a rich history, great characters from the sport.
Correct.
I'd also urge our viewers. We did a review of and a great podcast on badminton with senior journalist and writer Abhijit Kulkarni. His book, The Gopichan Factor, fascinating book. You've read it. You know Abhijit
Exactly, yeah.
personally. Fantastic book, and it really drew new insights on the game of badminton.
Correct.
As far as hockey is concerned, and I'm banking on you for that.
Okay.
I would want to try and talk to Viren Raskina, right? Viren Raskina today is one of the most foremost characters in Indian sport, right?
Yes.
But he's not doing something directly for hockey.
Right.
With his rich experience in this thing, it'd be great fun to talk to him. Both sports need, not badminton so much, but hockey does need a little bit of tuning for it to be
Correct.
commercially exploited. And for that, I'd done a monologue called Why, we have a Hockey India League.
Correct,
It was
yeah.
defunct, started 2 years back. We're
It
doing
did well. Then
Yeah, and
again.
good in terms, we have good buyers.
Correct.
Good buyers into good franchises.
Franchises, correct,
The
yeah.
same guys, Jindals are there.
Yeah.
The big names are there.
Correct. We had good players also in the league.
Good players.
Yeah.
We are world class players. That was a primary reason. First, you have to be world class.
Correct.
At the standard of the game has to be at the highest level. But to make it a league sport, it's very important that you get a format right to commercially exploit it. Imagine
Correct.
the IPL was played in ODI format. Would it work?
No.
Right.
Good point.
So
Samir.
you
Yeah.
need T20, correct? So
Correct.
similarly, if you want hockey to
Yeah.
work, I don't think the 11 format works. Rick Charlesworth, the
Correct,
great guy
yeah.
from Australia,
Former
coach,
India coach,
legendary
yeah.
coach, player, He had developed something called a hockey nines. I don't know if you've ever watched it. There used to be, whenever India used to tour Australia, they used to have these matches.
Correct.
Probably it's sometimes they used to have these triangular matches. Even New Zealand
Yeah.
was involved. Sometimes Spain was involved. I've seen them somewhere around 2015-16. But that has not been given that impetus.
Correct.
There is another format also, Hockey Fives. I saw that indoor version of it.
Yeah.
Didn't like it too much. But Hockey Lines is something I think that Hockey India should adopt.
Okay.
They just had a league. Come and gone. And you are a sports journalist also, but you must have just read, but you must be not even knowing, or there's no discussion as such
no
as to
buzz
who's
on that,
won.
yeah.
There's no buzz, right? You guys use the word,
Correct.
no buzz. So those are the things, but I feel that these are the two sports that have lot of potential.
Do you feel Olympic success drives the sport in India? As well as Saina Sindhu, they have been heroes for
Oh,
the younger
absolutely.
generation.
And Lakshya Sen also.
Lakshya Sen, who's making big strides in world badminton.
Yeah, and there are youngsters also coming through.
Correct, yeah.
Because when Abhijit was here, he was telling us there's a young kid called Ayush Shetty.
Correct.
You'll be very interested to know. So there are people from the finance market, who are tapping sports, where to invest next, and they are tapping into women badminton. There's a guy called Marcellus, and there is a podcaster called what's his name, Raj Shamani.
Correct.
Yeah, so he had appeared on that podcast, and those guys were saying serious investments they are trying to make in women's badminton. So they see a lot of potential there. Abhijit identified somebody called Ayush Shetty, who is known on the junior circuits. But he says that that transition also has to happen in individual sports, right? That will happen. But yes, the first criteria for making it commercially successful is the sport has to be successful at the India level.
Correct. So you feel like Indian hockey needs to win more, or what exactly you feel?
No, they are right up there. At the moment, they are losing.
Yeah,
so there's a present. So that's why I think you are asking me the question.
Correct.
There is some disciplinary issues, and but I hope it's a minor hiccup. But when I'm basing it over the last 8-10 years,
Correct.
right? 8-10 years, Indian hockey has been a top 10 nation.
Correct.
That makes it good enough for us to exploit it further. Also, I want to see a lot of generic teams coming up. Like we had a Catholic community in Bombay which used to play a lot of hockey. Since Viren, Viren and Adrian D'Souza used to be a goalkeeper, fantastic goalkeeper. There were all those junior members. I haven't seen too many young from the Catholic community. And why I mean that Catholic community is because hockey it grew in these community centers.
Correct.
So one is a Catholic community of Bombay, which made Bombay hockey great.
Correct.
Then there are the Kurgs in Karnataka. Okay, Orissa, of course, and Orissa is still doing well. Probably, what Naveen Patnaik has done for hockey is fantastic. The Orissa government, and they continue to support it. Right? They continue to support it. Fantastic, what they are doing. But it has to, the game also, the old traditional centers. So when the Kurgis play, these are affluent communities. Punjab is doing well. That is there. But there were other centers also. I hear once upon a time, Chennai had a great center for hockey. Kolkata was, in pre-independence time, was known for hockey. So the urban centers have to be developed. It can't be a rural game from a commercial point of view. From a commercial point of view, sport has to move towards the big cities.
Correct.
And I hope, there's some reinvigoration happening on that front for hockey.
Correct. So, and Samir, to continue with this, how important you feel is the role of associations in promoting the sport? Like hockey, you hardly know anyone who's handling the Hockey India, the association.
But Naren Batra was well known, and present gentleman also, I think he's from Uttar Pradesh, who's running it, which was also another great legacy place for. So yes, federation,
like compared to BCCI, how?
But BCCI and let me just plug in. We have a podcast with something you have initiated with Devendra Prabhudesai, right? And his book has a fascinating chapter as to how the BCCI, the founders had that vision at that point of time of not allowing the government to get too involved in the sport.
Okay.
So as the dependence from government, that funding goes down and it becomes a more commercial sport, like say cricket. Okay, you will see more dynamism from the federations.
Correct.
That will happen. That will happen. But the groundwork is there, the base is there, the foundation is there. Commercial exploitation is second subject.
Correct.
Yeah, offline you were having a grouse with me, no? Your two favorite sports I have not mentioned. You want to?
Yeah. So, and a lot of viewers have also pointed out that you omitted football and tennis, the world,
Yeah.
which has the
Yeah,
mass
the
following
two
all
big
over the
global
world. Yeah,
sports.
exactly. So, any particular reason for that?
Why do I feel that you have made up this question and it's not more from the viewers? No, but seriously, I understand where this comes from. And my only reason for that is, we've done things with football, right? You've
Correct.
seen the ISL. It was huge investments.
Correct.
But unless the standard of Indian football goes up, and football is not an easy sport to market. What has happened in India is last at least 25 years, we've had continuous screening of European football in our homes.
Correct.
2 generations of Indians have grown up watching European soccer.
Correct.
It is a little different from my generation, which started watching Mohan Bagan, East Bengal, Mohammedan Sporting. These clubs are not even known today,
Yeah,
Dempo
exactly.
or Salgaonkars. And we didn't have exposure to, we knew Eric Cantona was. Maradona was known. That's a separate thing.
Correct.
Playing also in the European League. But our exposure to world football was only the FIFA World Cups whenever they happened, but day in, day out, weekends were not about European soccer. So for us, the epitome was watching Babu Mani, Chima Okeri, and we felt that was great football. And it was good football. It is not that it was bad football. But then when you're shown something 5 times of a higher standard,
Correct.
then it's very difficult for these kids to pick it up. So football has its challenges, but I don't think things like ISL is going to work.
Okay.
I think what they need to do is, again, there is a format issue. I think something like the futsal can be explored, and participative football will work. So at Inner Athlete, what do? We cater to three kinds of audiences, right? There is great entrepreneurial activity. Let the federation do its own stuff. It's a 100-year project. You know about it. You were raising it with me.
Yeah.
The J League.
Exactly.
How many years? What is the horizon? 100 years.
Correct.
100 years is what Japan first they put a 50-year program to basically become a world level side.
Correct.
And now they are consistently making it to the quarterfinals. They are an Asia powerhouse.
Correct.
Our first step has to be Asia. For that, at least we need another 20-25 years of sustained football programs.
Correct.
And that doesn't need too much money and buying these franchises. You don't need the IPL format.
Correct.
In India, if you cannot market Mohan Bagan versus East Bengal in Kolkata, then no calling a team Atletico de Kolkata or a Mumbai City FC or whatever these affixes and suffixes are, that's not going to work. Generic organic growth is how they need to go about. They need to work also on side products like futsal, where getting into the world stage will be easier for football. As far as tennis is concerned, great legacy, right, India? But
exactly, big name Vijay Amritraj.
Yes, right before that,
Pace.
Yes,
Pace,
right from Amritraj to Pace is
Correct.
when we had great singles player.
Correct.
And then of course Sania Mirza also. She also broke into the top 25. And extremely so. I was hearing a podcast recently. Cyrus Brocha was interviewing Sumit Nagal,
the young player,
India number
player,
1, right? And he said it's such a difficult sport to pick up because it's very Europe centric or America centric. So you need to go to these countries to basically. So you almost need about 4-5 crore rupees.
So you feel there is lack of infrastructure, or there is
not lack of infrastructure. It's just that the investment needed to play the sport competitive. These kids need to go and train at the best centers, right?
Yeah.
If you want to be competitive, you have to break into a top 100.
Correct.
I'd read that article somewhere. If you want to make money out of tennis, you have to be a top 150, at least 120 or 130 player. I
Correct.
forget the exact numbers. To be a golfer, to make money, you need to be about 170, 180, the
Okay.
top. That's a tall ask, and these are not cheap sports to play, right?
Correct.
It's not a it's not a rich country. India is a rich country, but
Okay.
a per capita, it's not Europe, it's
The
not America.
grassroots level, it's more of a
So
elite sport.
at a
Yeah.
grassroots level, when you don't know, and how will a kid at 13 know whether he's going to play tennis competitively or
Correct.
not? But his formative years, his growing years from 13 to the 20 will need a crore of rupees at least every
Exactly.
year.
Exactly.
6-7 crores. So either the corporates come in and do it, or maybe we do some kind of, and never say no, because I recently heard that there's a junior player from Gujarat, and forget her name, I'm sorry about it, but she won something major at the Australian Open,
Okay.
in the under 14 level or something. They carry out something for the Asia Pacific Oceanic
Correct.
zone.
Yeah.
There's a young girl from Gujarat who's won, and that changes the whole subject. But I was basing I love tennis and I love football,
Correct.
and these are sports at participative level are going to be great.
Correct.
I think India should continue the participative level, but to commercially exploit it at the highest level may be a little difficult at this point of time. It's
Yeah.
just a cynical commercial view of mine. But I hope nobody will be more happier than me if I'm proved wrong, right?
Correct.
Because these are two of the greatest sports to watch,
Exactly.
two of the greatest sports to play, right?
Right.
Tennis and football. Means you can't take football away from India. Every young
Exactly,
kid
yes.
plays football, but competitively, that's a different ball game, right? Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
So there is also this theory that people say that Indian football is trying to replicate the European football.
Mm.
Is that you feel, or India needs a separate ecosystem wherein they can build
Yes.
a India based league, not
See,
compare
don't
it with
copy-
the
don't
EPL
copy-
or the La Liga.
Yeah, exactly. That's a very good point. Don't copy the IPL. Don't
Mm.
copy the EPL.
Correct.
Both are. EPL is what inspired the IPL,
IPL,
right?
correct.
In a way, but people forget that EPL was formulated in 1992.
Exactly.
But before that, English football and FA already existed
Yeah,
for
correct,
over, I
correct,
think,
correct.
200 years,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So it's not that
Suddenly there has
yeah,
been
it's
a-
an organic
yeah.
growth. And then, of course, the league format to commercially exploit it was a different thing. But I think they missed the tree for the woods when they took off that I League, which was organic,
No,
and they suddenly created an ISL with IPL kind of teams,
correct.
and
Franchisee based.
thought that will raise Indian football
Yeah.
level. That increased the costs. See, I know for a fact, because I'm a Goan and this thing, I knew that all these clubs used to operate at 2.5 crore annual
Budget,
budgets, right? And they used to sustain. A lot of it was philanthropy also, but
Correct.
philanthropy is easy at 2.5 crores. Suddenly you are escalating those costs to 25, 30, 40 crores, which the ISL did.
Correct.
How are you going to sustain it? First see a market, then you decide salaries, and just bringing foreign players will not work. Like I told you about futsal, there was a
Yeah.
futsal league in
Yeah,
India, and you are going to
exactly.
say that also went dud after 1 year.
Exactly.
But where did they spend money? They spend money. Look at the names they got in to rope in or market it. Luis Figo, Virat Kohli. Okay. Then for playing, they got over the hill players at that point of time. Paul Scholes. Your guy,
Ronaldinho
no?
was
Your
the big
guy.
name.
Your guys, no? All this. Yeah. So for a
Ronaldinho
fact,
was a-
Ronald is a Manchester United fan. I am not a certified, but a Chelsea fan. So you're going to see this banter quite often, right? Yeah. All right.
Okay.
And so coming back to the point, they spend on Ronaldinho, Rooney they got, Paul Scholes, and they're not even futsal players. It's a separate
Correct.
sport. It's like, people need to understand that when you also talk about tennis, right? Tennis, single tennis and doubles tennis is a very different thing.
Correct.
And when it came to light, is like some players when I was growing up, John McEnroe, he was great at both. So it's
Correct.
like he's great at two sports. But that's not true. You remember Tim Henman, that great
Yeah,
English
exactly.
player? Yeah. Tim Henman, Pete Sampras once were playing at a Queen's doubles against Leander and Mahesh.
Okay.
Now, just single wise, you think there can be a match? But Leander and Mahesh were beating them hands down because it's a separate sport.
Separate. Doubles is a different
You
format.
get it?
Yeah.
So similarly with futsal, and I think that's where they went wrong. But I think that product still has got some value in it. Futsal, it's an easier sport to pick up,
Correct.
and
More entertaining.
we should have our football program. Do a 100-year program. Who's stopping
Hmm.
you? India's going to be here for 100 years, right? Vishwa Gurus we already are, and then we'll become Vishwa Gurus in football also one day. But
Exactly.
give it that long horizon. You can't do this short term ISL and
Correct.
just think that football will turn overnight. That's the reason. If India starts doing well, because commercially to exploit a sport, sorry for repeating it again and again, but you have to be competitive at the highest level.
Exactly.
Because your viewer is exposed to the highest level.
Correct.
In today's global times.
To add to this, as you said, there needs to be performance at the highest level. You feel there is no personality, Indian football personality, playing at the highest level. Now the Indian team is doing
It's
well.
difficult also, right?
So does that affect the followers in India? Like
Naturally. But one shining example was that Bangalore City FC run by the Gentle.
So is it?
It was a good team.
Is it
And
because Sunil
Chetri-
Chetri was
yes.
the face of that?
No, but also it was a very well managed team in the I League.
Okay.
Then they, of course, they took a few years before they actually invited them. Before that, I know about Dempos were it was the
Churchill
team.
Dempos.
Yes, Churchill, I don't know about that much, but Dempos was very well run at one point of time. There is a legacy to it. And football is not going to die. Every child is, going to play football. Schools, you're going to play football.
Exactly.
Recreationally, you're going to play football. But competitively, it'll give it its time. Give it its organic growth.
Correct. And if talking about ISL started a couple of days back, but there is no buzz. Hardly anyone knows ISL has started.
That's okay. But everything does not have to be buzz, and
But considering it is the elite football tournament of India,
yes, take time. Give it time. Just work on budgets where you can operate it for 8-10 years. No?
Correct.
Work around it.
And do you feel tennis? There are hardly any tennis leagues in India.
The leagues will not happen. See, even Mahesh
Why
Bhupati,
you feel that?
Because it's an individual sport. Every sport has a grammar. I think IPL broke the grammar because cricket was not a league sport. Cricket was a bilateral sport.
Correct.
But they broke that grammar. But it worked for cricket because of just the humongous support that cricket and to his credit, whatever Lalit Modi did. It's against the grammar of cricket, but it worked. It will not work for other sports. So individual sport, it will not work. Badminton, though the standards are, we had the Premier Badminton League. I discussed this with Abhijit.
Okay.
And people can go and he came up with a brilliant idea. You know what he said? He said instead of the franchise route of that IPL aping, what he said was, our gymkhanas, the legacy gymkhanas, like the Bombay Gymkhana or
Islam
the
Gymkhana,
CCI, all these legacy, and they have a lot of funds.
Correct.
They should adopt players, and these should be the franchises.
Correct.
You get it?
They have
and
infrastructure
they also
too.
They have the infrastructure for it.
Exactly.
And then you create a product around it.
Correct.
So you have to do these innovations. If you blatantly copy the IPL and then say that our sport is going to grow, that won't work.
Good point, Samir. Good point.
So that's the way sport is. So so let's go to the mother of all sports, cricket.
Coming to cricket, cricket. Do you feel cricket IPL has been a success because India won the 2007 T20 World Cup, and that pushed IPL into what it is today?
See, every nation has.
If India wouldn't, 2007 was a very bad year for India. You remember India got knocked out, lost to Bangladesh in the World Cup. Rahul Dravid was the captain. That time it was.
But India wanted to scuttle off the T20 format, right? That's why they deliberately did not send a top team.
Exactly.
But destiny had different things in store. MS Dhoni and a young team against all odds went and won. Like how Kapil's all team went and won against all odds in 1983 and changed cricket in this country.
Exactly.
But cricket is so big, so huge that IPL was it was just waiting to happen. the BCCI was not allowing private investments to happen into the sport.
Correct.
It's a commercial exploitation of the sport, right?
Exactly.
The IPL, what is IPL? And when I mean exploitation, I don't mean it in a bad way. I mean it in a good way.
Yeah.
Commercially exploiting a sport, and IPL was a product waiting. Everyone knows Lalit Modi was planning this since the 1990s.
Correct.
And I will one day tell you the story as to how the IPL originated, what allowed BCCI to change the mind, maybe in this podcast only,
Yeah.
but we'll raise it later. But a great sport, a great product. It has become a top 10 league across sporting leagues in the world, which is no mean feat, right?
Correct.
It's not even like a whole 8-month
Exactly.
tournament like
Yeah.
EPL or the NFL in America, but it's relatively a small caravan event taking place for 2.5 months.
Correct.
But becoming a top 8 team is great. I was reading a report yesterday,
Yeah.
and I don't know whether it's good news, but your Manchester United owner is bidding for one of the IPL teams, probably RCB.
RCB. Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
And I'm hearing that that's not the only team. There are a few other English Premier League owners. Again, one of my repetitive lines, sport mirrors life. So what is happening is they are seeing saturation at the EPL level.
Correct.
If they want to make more investments, it's at the highest level.
Yep.
So they are looking at the next big destination where they can make money.
That is
And
India,
I think they're
IPL.
going to make bids at IPL. So this is the news. It's the Manchester United
Correct,
owners
yeah.
are the
Glazers, yeah.
The Glazers are the first guys, but they are not the last. You will see far more. Where is our friend Roman Abramovich nowadays? Maybe the Russians. He must have lost all his money also.
Yeah, he
no?
sold out Chelsea, because Russia was
Naughty Donald Trump. Okay.
And you've been part of ICL.
Yes.
It was the origination of T20 League in India,
Yes.
and now you see what IPL has become.
Yeah.
So, do you think IPL is untouchable now, and no other sport in India can, no other sporting league in India can reach that magnitude what IPL has become?
That's a very interesting point that you raise. Whether IPL can be touched or not. No, IPL cannot be touched by other sports in India. But you have to understand one thing, that there may be a correction in the IPL market. IPL, when initially envisaged, and I did one podcast with Roland.
Okay.
He was your boss, he was my boss.
Yeah.
We call it the masterclass in sports business. And we always knew that IPL, when it was originally envisaged, they wanted to create a second window for it somewhere in September. But
Correct.
bilateral Indian cricket is also equally big and important. They are unable to do that.
Correct.
Now, these people are businessmen, right? The franchises. They are looking to invest money. So where do they invest? They are not getting the opportunity to invest in India.
Correct.
There is no second window happening. So they are investing in foreign leagues. So you have the Dubai League. You have the
League in South Africa.
South Africa. All the owners are this thing.
Correct.
USA. Caribbean Premier League, Shah Rukh Khan and Malia were owners since a very, very
Correct.
long time. It just struck me because today morning I was reading the papers and the article was a little different, with this India-Pakistan geopolitical
Correct.
thing that is happening. They said, England has a format called the hundreds.
Correct.
You've seen that,
Yeah.
right? So that in that hundreds, the Indian franchises have come in. At least 3 or 4. I read Reliance is there, and 2, 3. I forget the complete names. They've invested in 100.
Oh.
And they are saying because now the 100 is almost taken over by the Indians.
Correct.
The participation of these Pakistani players may be a little suspect. I don't think they will do that.
Interesting.
But so see what is happening. It is Indian money. Like how Nirmala Sitharaman, our finance minister, also, it happens. Like sport is like, sport business is like any other business.
Correct.
She keeps complaining, right? What are the Indian big conglomerates doing? They are taking the money, they are not finding investment opportunities
Correct.
in India, and they are going and investing abroad,
Correct.
right?
Yeah.
They are allowed to go and invest. And so, the Tatas goes buy something, the Mahindras goes buy
Correct,
something.
yeah.
And then she's complaining you're not investing that money in India.
Correct.
But that's because you're not getting the opportunity. And
Correct.
similar thing is happening in sport. These guys are sitting on funds. They want, because most of them are into the content business, etc. also.
Correct.
They want more sports.
Correct.
Commercially, you're not allowing them to exploit. And I think one big gold mine that exists is domestic Indian cricket. I feel the first step that you should allow franchisees to operate in is domestic Indian cricket.
Correct.
The first tournament that I have identified in that is the Dilip Trophy. I've done a monologue on that.
Interesting.
Please go and have a look. It's Dilip Trophy and how IPL investments into the Dilip Trophy will make it separate.
Right.
Ron, I'll just ask you a simple question.
Yeah.
IPL, take out the franchises. Do you think it will have the same buzz?
No, I don't think so.
You take out the Shah Rukh Khan, Preeti Zinta and the Vijay Mallya's and the Ambanis. Will it have the same buzz?
No.
If the state cricket associations were running it, will it have the same
No
buzz? Right? It will not have the same buzz.
Correct.
So similarly, what you need is that Dilip Trophy is called a zonal trophy. So you will keep doing this zonal. There's no identification, no. You can
Correct.
identify at Ranji level, you can identify with the Mumbai team. There is a lot of association, there is a lot of heritage and there is a lot of cultural association with the Mumbai team.
Correct.
Team has to be associated, no? Manchester City, Manchester United, they have the local base following is there, though they are now larger fan bases across global properties, but there has to be a loyal fan base on which the team is built. That how can you have it on the zonal format? So it's only become a developmental league, and it can, it has multifold ramifications or benefits.
Correct.
If private equity comes into long form cricket, maybe long form cricket will get reinvigorated.
Correct.
Today, Test cricket does not survive anywhere other than the big three: India, Australia, and England. Correct. This could reinvigorate Test cricket, but there also you need tweaking.
But Samir, don't you think it's a very radical thought to get corporates or personal investment, private investment in?
You did it with the IPL. And why did you do it with the IPL? Because though it's my alma mater, the ICL.
But the domestic cricket is more of a sacrosanct for BCCI.
Yes, sacrosanct. I'm not saying privatize the Ranji Trophy, because the Mumbai Ranji team is a hallowed space.
Exactly.
It's a sacrosanct space. I completely agree with you.
Yeah.
But West Zone has no.
Correct. Yeah.
And they keep experimenting with that.
Yeah.
So instead of that, just give it to these IPL franchises. Instead of them bloody going and giving your money to England and Caribbean, South Africa, and our money is going there, no?
Exactly. Correct.
Invigorate your own domestic cricket.
Correct.
Am I sounding like Nirmala Sitaraman? No, but it's that opportunity to be created. And the BCCI top management has to do this.
Correct. Yeah.
You get it. There's an opportunity and it can come at a low cost.
Correct.
Like that's what, when I was discussing with Roland, the same thing came across.
Correct.
You can buy it at a cheap level. It's not commercially exploited. Today, if somebody wants to... See, there are a lot of opportunities for business entrepreneurs, Ron.
Yeah.
It's like you want to buy a house, right? You can buy a house in Burli, you can buy a house in Dadar, you can buy a house at Mira Road, you can buy a house in Borivali, you can buy a house in Thana.
Correct.
And if you have the vision, you may go and buy something in Nena City. You know Nena City, no?
Yeah.
You're a Bombay boy, no? I am a Goa boy, still I know what Nena City is. But if you invest in Nena City now, and probably that's going to be a great place, but today you'll get it cheap.
Correct.
If you buy a house in Dadar, it's huge investments, but I don't know whether you are going to grow that much.
Okay.
So therefore, what these guys are doing, these IPL franchises and these investors in sport, they're going and investing in the Caribbean and this thing, and then they're thinking that this will work back in India because the huge market is in India. It's not in South Africa or those home bases. So what makes more sense?
Correct.
But for that, the BCCI will have to open up. It is like the government opens up, private sector.
Exactly.
There's something called privatization that the government does. Similarly, sport. I'm not saying the BCCI give up control, but certain properties where you can commercially exploit it, it's possible.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
And you said you spoke with in one of the podcasts with Ronald. In that you mentioned Dubai as extension of Indian cricket.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's the geopolitical thing.
Exactly. So,
Yeah.
how do you see that?
There are two reasons for that. About a year back, I saw Asia doing for cricket what soccer is for Europe. You know, Ron, today you and I are soccer fans,
Correct.
but where are our loyalties based? It's all based in Europe, right?
Correct.
Right? I don't think the World Cup is as competitive as the Euro.
No.
Remember,
Yeah.
like the Euro, it's just the continental thing, but it's so
Correct.
much more competitive.
Correct.
Similar thing is with Asia. With the emergence of Afghanistan, we now have 5 teams. And look at the performance of Nepal at the ongoing ICC T20 World Cup.
Correct.
Suddenly, this silly Pakistani cricket administrator, creates all these disruptions. And that has scuttled off Asian cricket.
Correct.
Because two major centers, Bangladesh and Pakistan,
Yeah.
have scuttled off the entire operation.
Correct.
This has got ramifications, and that's where I feel that we need to have a counter to this. And the counter to that is separating the Pakistani players, the Bangladeshi players from their state.
Okay.
So even if these states are hostile to us, we
Hmm.
can use their players, those
Correct.
resources and their talent, and compensate them well. And where can that take place? It cannot take place in India.
Correct.
Dubai is this great
Neutral venue.
center.
Yeah.
And also Dubai, our Indian diaspora population is
Is more-
urban, affluent, has
Correct.
the money, and it's almost become an extension of an Indian city.
Correct. Interesting.
So, the opportunity lost, commercial opportunity lost with the Asia Cup because of geopolitical tensions
Correct.
can be countered and can be monetized by having a Dubai front.
Correct.
And when I mean a Dubai front is not UAE running these operations.
Correct.
So it's a little radical where I'm saying.
Exactly.
I'm saying a BCCI sets up its office over there.
Okay.
Yeah. So I have a Dhurandhar team for that also. I think Shashi Tharoor should be the Dhurandhar who should run it, because this needs geopolitics, this needs diplomacy, this needs understanding between India and the UAE government, and it will happen because we also have signed recently a trade deal with UAE.
Okay.
Sports can be part of it.
Correct.
So when you do it, and of course, UAE cricket will also benefit from it.
Correct.
But I want BCCI to set up a front base in Dubai for this. Sounds a little radical,
Yeah.
but it makes a lot of commercial sense.
Maybe in future we will
Yes,
be
because
seeing-
otherwise the money is going to go out.
Correct.
It's going to England. And today, before you had a podcast with on the Cricket World Cup, and my co-host there, Arya, was telling me he was watching, the Michael Vaughan podcast.
Yeah.
And all they were thinking was plotting how to defeat India at the World Cup, right? So the money has to be. I'm not saying that money will trickle abroad. It's not that, but we have good enough properties, Indian cricket within our own country to exploit. So I think this is something that should be done. That's the Dubai factor. Thank you for raising this. Yeah. This is
And
fantastic.
Samir, you spoke about Dubai front, and then you had also raised something called the Kathmandu front.
Yeah. The Kathmandu front, because Nepal
Yeah.
has emerged, right?
Exactly.
So what I want to do is, we have to do for Nepal what we did for Afghanistan all
Correct.
these years. They have the potential. They have the organic team. There's an organic growth and organic interest in the sport in Nepal.
Correct.
Why I'm gung-ho about Asian cricket is whichever country that, except for say the UAE or the Oman, which have these expatriate teams, or they just get players from other
Outside,
countries,
correct,
and they formulate teams. These countries have organic growth. Their own native players, people are playing the sport, and that makes a lot of difference. You get my point?
Yep.
So you understand football well. You've seen how Europe has become the nerve center of, and so what Denmark and those East European countries are to the English Premier League, the Bundesliga, or the Serie A, that is what Nepal, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka is going to be to the Indian cricket system.
Interesting, Samir. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and if you allow me, you raise my favorite, my alma mater, ICL, right?
Correct.
So, we always end our podcast with a film to be made, or
Yeah.
this thing. So if anybody is looking to make a sports business film,
Yeah.
I have a script ready.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
So it's a story I've always told you.
Yeah,
guys
would
about,
you would
right?
like to narrate it to our
yeah,
viewers?
yeah. So it's a story that I call the story of the three Marwadis who changed Indian cricket.
Correct.
Okay, so it goes back to the turn of the century. What happened was the Indian cricket rights were coming up. Z, run by Subhash Chandra, for whom we've all worked, was
Okay.
planning to enter into sports broadcast business.
Okay.
Earlier, he could not because of his deal with Star TV.
Mm.
Now, so he is one Marwadi. Second Marwadi was Jagmohan Dalmiya, who was the big boss at BCCI. All right.
Okay.
And for some strange reason, he scuttled, though Mr. Chandra bid for the rights and was the highest bidder, he found a frivolous technical fault in the bid. He said no prior experience of doing sports broadcast or something. It was basically, he did not want him to get into the sports business space,
Okay.
broadcast space,
Mm.
and scuttled him off and gave the rights to ESPN Star or something
Mm.
like that. Then after that, the regime changed. Sharad Pawar came in. I think Sharad Pawar has never lost an election anywhere except for one election where he lost to Jagmohan Dalmiya by one vote in the
Oh.
early 2000s. So that's a trivia for people. Maybe never lost a political election.
Correct.
One of the most shrewd businessmen, but that's how BCCI politics also
Yeah.
works. So Mr. Chandra was, or Dr. Chandra as we know him, did not want to take it lying down. So he reinvested into, he made a bid again for this thing. And that's where, but again, it got scuttled off. And then they allowed, they propped up Harish Thawani, who was till then just a sports producer.
Okay.
And he launched Nimbus, and that got the rights.
Okay.
So that is how cricket was working. But the second Marwadi did not want to take it lying down. That is Dr. Chandra.
Mm.
So he created the audacious sports product called the ICL, for which I worked.
Correct.
When you asked me when I told you that Dilip Trophy needs a product extension from IPL team, and you said, don't you think it's too radical and
Correct.
privatization
Yeah.
of sport? And when necessity is the mother of all evils, right? What happened there was the third Marwadi comes into the picture. That is Lalit Modi. Lalit Modi, since the 1990s, wanted to bring franchise cricket into India.
Okay.
But every time the BCCI would scuttle him that, no, we don't want this private this thing. But as soon as that ICL was launched and the kind of players that they picked up and, the whole, the rebel, this thing that they created, the ecosystem, the BCCI shook in its pants. They wanted to, they had to address it. So they called Lalit Modi, who for the last 15 years, he also got into the BCCI to understand the system or to
Correct.
try and
Yeah.
propagate his idea. So they finally gave him the go-ahead because they knew if they had to counter the ICL, they needed something like the IPL.
Correct.
So unless private equity in ICL had not taken place, IPL would have not been formulated.
Very
So I
interesting,
call
yeah.
it the shenanigans of the three Marwadis.
Yeah.
And if Dr. Chandra had not created that ICL, then you would not see an IPL today.
Okay. Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
So now I think they need to. So there's a great film there. It's, sports films are great, right?
Correct.
You've seen The Moneyball.
Yeah.
You've seen Jerry Maguire.
Business
you
of
have seen,
sports,
yeah. So these are great air
movies. Yeah.
sports films based on sports business.
Correct.
This is a great movie to be made.
So, if such a movie was supposed to be made, who do you think would be a good producer for this?
Now you are warming up to this podcast. You know what questions to ask. Excellent. Mr. Ronald Chettiar. Producer, you know who I will? There's a gentleman called Sharik Patel. He
Okay.
used to head Z Studios recently. He used to also head operations for ICL.
Okay.
So he knows sports. He knows movies. Has made some great movies for studios like TV-18 and this thing.
Okay.
Maybe we should talk to him, and give him
Yeah.
the script. Maybe we can earn some money for this podcast also.
And who will be the director?
I think Hansal Mehta will make a good job because he, great complex business stories. He,
Correct.
he is great. You've seen that Scam 92
Yeah,
this
correct.
thing, right?
Yeah.
So he's great at simplifying business stories.
Got
It's a
it.
great business story.
Yeah.
What happened, how the IPL got created. A lot of people think that, BCCI just woke up and privatized and revolutionized everything. But
Correct.
if that Dr. Chandra had not done the audacious ICL, you would not see an IPL today.
Viewers will find this very interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
And talking about the characters, you
the casting.
Yeah.
So I'll just give you the three three major casts.
Yeah.
You know, the others, Sharad Pawar, and there is Shashank Manohar, N. Srinivasan, and all that.
Yeah.
We'll let our viewers decide,
Yeah.
right?
Let them
Let them
comment.
comment and let us know, right?
Yeah.
And that comes from you. You said
Correct.
get your viewers to also comment. Thank you,
Correct.
Ronald, for telling me that. Otherwise, I was full of myself so far. But yes, so the three characters. If I think Jagmohan Dalmiya should be played by Manoj Bajpayee, because he also comes from that eastern sector.
Correct.
Good actor. I think he'll pick up that the Bengali. He's from Bihar, right? From the eastern sector. He'll pick up the dialect well. He'll make a good Jagmohan Dalmiya. For Lalit Modi, I would say his good friend and collaborator at IPL, Shah Rukh Khan, will make a great, and is such a fascinating, great character that it'll be a dream role for, I think, Shah Rukh Khan.
Correct.
Our viewers can give their opinions on the same. And for Dr. Chandra, I think Amitabh Bachchan will make a
Okay. Quite
fantastic,
interesting.
yeah, a pretty dynamic, charismatic man with that silver fox look. So you know, Bachchan will play him well. It will make a good film, no? What do you think?
Of course. Of
Huh?
course.
Just don't say yes. You liked it.
Of
You
course,
raised
yeah.
a script. Okay, we'll get you some royalty also.
Sure.
So Ron, this is great. I think we'll end this here today. But you are going to be a co-host for a long time in the near future.
Okay.
You have a lot of insights on football, F1, other sports. You cover also, right?
Correct.
You've been doing live reporting, and you'll bring a lot of enriched content, I'm sure, for our fans at the Inner Athlete.
Correct.
Excellent, Ronald. You could do this better than me.